Even though you can't see it, I put on pants for this, so you're like legally required to like this video. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video about TikTok. Please don't click off. It's actually not about TikTok this time. Alliteration. So with everything that's been going on, and I'm not going to say the name of the thing because apparently a lot of content's been like taken down or whatever for talking about the thing, so we're just going to call it the thing. So with the thing going on, there's been a lot on my mind about the implications of the thing. What's going to happen to the content on YouTube? Obviously, there's been more on my mind than just that, but I'm not going to air out my personal gripes and grievances for anyone to see. So I'm going to talk about what is going on YouTube. I was worried about, is there going to be an influx of people making content on YouTube? Are the people who are already making content on YouTube going to make more? Are there going to be more people sitting at home doing nothing to watch all of this extra content? I kind of half expected to see a lot of new channels pop up, smaller, brand new channels such as mine. I was doing this before the thing was going on. This is not why I'm here. I know I've had a lot of extra time to work on editing videos, work on practicing that, trying to get things down to where I feel really confident in my editing. And I think if you look at my first video versus my latest video, you can definitely see some improvement. It's just I'm not like perfect. It, to me, doesn't feel like an actual YouTube video. And so I'm wondering how many other people are taking this time to work on the same skills that I am. With all of that being said, thinking that we're going to see a lot more new people on this platform, one thing that I did not expect, that I definitely should have expected, are the talk show hosts, the late night hosts, using YouTube as their own platform. We kind of saw this a few years ago when things like SNL and Ellen DeGeneres and Jimmy Fallon started their own YouTube channels. The thing was, they were just uploading clips from the shows that they had already done. I did hate that that was happening, but I kind of got used to it. Those were things that were going to be uploaded by other people anyways, and so I kind of just put that to the side and quit hating on that. But now, the late night hosts, especially Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel, are using YouTube to do monologues from home. Now, I want to say I'm not particularly griping that they're using YouTube as their platform, but I do find the way that they're doing it a little strange. It really seems like they're going for a YouTube feel in their videos, but they're just so disconnected from that platform that it just doesn't work out. Those late night shows do seem funny when you're watching them, but I think that taking that over to YouTube is a mistake, because you don't really realize how much of your own laughter is coming from the audience's laughter.
Where is the waitress? I'm starving. It's a buffet, man.
Well, here's where I win all my money back.
They're nowhere near as funny as you think they are. And you kind of start to realize that when there is no audience laughter, when that aspect of things is missing. And again, I'm going to stress the point, I do think that they're both funny people, and I do enjoy watching both of them. It's just their humor does not work on this platform. Like, I don't mean to flex, but I saw Fever Pitch and Taxi in theaters. Longtime Fallon fan. Something that I want to point out in this, before I start showing clips and kind of breaking it down a little bit, is that I'm very aware that in comedy, the delivery is important. A lot of times it's not necessarily what you say, but how you say it. And that's why some YouTubers heavily rely on editing to make themselves seem funny, like me. But even the YouTubers who do rely on their editing that much, you're still laughing at their humor, you're still laughing at their product. they're the ones doing the editing, so it's still their humor that makes the video funny. And I know it's not laughing tracks on the late shows, it's actually the audience. But just imagine if YouTube were to work the same way that late night shows work, and that the laughter in the audience is what makes you laugh. TikTok is bad. What's the deal with Paul Zimmer? Or Troy Becker, I should say. What's the deal with Trisha Paytas? Now, obviously I'm exaggerating on how terrible the jokes are, but if you take out the laughter from Jimmy Fallon's first no audience monologue, it goes from like not funny to absolutely just horrid and cringy. And there's obvious exceptions to this, but usually when you're laughing at a YouTuber, you're laughing at someone who has, for the most part, worked alone on this one particular video. They've done the scripting, they were the ones in the video, they're doing the editing, they're writing their own jokes. There are some exceptions, like Good Mythical Morning. I'm pretty sure they still write their own material. At least it seems like it would be a lot harder to write that material than to just be natural on camera. And YouTubers like Markiplier often have different editors, but they don't really rely on the editing to be funny. So you're still laughing at them and their own content. So I, a person with like 3 videos on YouTube and 10 subscribers, am going to be critiquing wildly successful late night comedians. So I just brought up Jimmy Fallon's monologue with no audience. First of all, he's apologizing for the quality of his content, which is my thing.
Normally when we do this, we rehearse these jokes
Right.
in front of a rehearsal audience, but today obviously there's no audience.
Yeah.
Okay, just bear that in mind.
So this video is not going to be very polished. I'm hoping that it's not like a trend every time I make a video where I either start it or end it by apologizing for the quality. And I think in this they started to realize how reliant they are on the audience's laughter to make the home audience laugh, because they keep panning over to the drummer of The Roots laughing. And it kind of reminds me of the Eric Andre show when they're being like purposefully unfunny, and it cuts over to Hannibal Buress.
Sometimes when I get high, I think this show is a ploy for Eric to kill me. But then I get sober and I be like, man, I was tripping.
But the difference in that is that they're doing that purposefully, and in the Fallon monologue, it just seems like a please laugh.
Please clap.
And in comedy, especially like stand-up shows, live shows, and it does happen as well in TV shows, late night shows, you have an inside joke with your audience. I'm not a comedian, I've just seen a lot of comedy, and so you'll often bring back a joke from earlier. But there's a difference between a callback or an inside joke with the audience and just holding on to a joke for way too long.
But early on in Trump's address last night, he struggled with the word continuing.
I am confident that by counting and continuing to take these tough measures,
Can we see, what? Can we watch that again? What was it?
I am confident that by counting and continuing to take
That's
these
good, that's
tough
good,
measures.
that's good. Be confident about counting. Continue. It's only like his tongue is quarantined from his mouth. So was someone pinching him under the desk? Counting. Continuing.
At one point in the video, he just bombed a joke. He essentially asked the band to make him funny.
Hey, yeah, that's it.
Hey! Both the Kimmel monologue and the Fallon monologue were on trending. So obviously they're successful. People like them. I'm not dogging on them. Again, I'm just trying to explain why I think this doesn't work on YouTube as well as it does on TV. So Kimmel's monologue, I think, was a lot worse. Maybe it is because I've been a Jimmy Fallon fan for quite a while. And oh boy, they're both daily. There's this thing in comedy I've noticed where you say after a joke, and that's supposed to add to the humor, and a lot of comedians do it. Fallon and Chemical? Fallon and Kimmel both do the thing.
At this point, I wouldn't mind a massage from Joe Biden.
Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel both make the same type of joke.
I'm so excited to be doing the show from my panic room. I mean living room.
I am currently incarcerated. I'm camping out.
And Kimmel, I don't know, his jokes, they seem like such old people jokes. At least Fallon is still relatable in some sense.
I learned that I have 2 young children, which was really something to find out. My blood type right now is Disney positive, or Disney Plus, whatever they call it.
Disney positive? Now, Fallon's first at-home monologue was arguably funnier, but most of the things that I laughed at were interactions with his children.
Can you draw me a drawing?
No.
Thank you.
No.
I heard you.
And it seemed a lot better edited, but the more I watched, the more that I came to the conclusion that his editors actually hate him. Like, there's one part where he just restarts the monologue. I think maybe because he thought his delivery was off.
Welcome to the Tonight Show. I'm so excited to be doing the show from my panic room. I mean living room. Here we go. Welcome to the Tonight Show. I'm so excited to be doing the show from my panic room. I mean living room.
They didn't clip it, they just kept him starting and then restarting in there. At least Fallon is open, though, about the fact that he doesn't write most of his own jokes.
I didn't do it. Say it. You said it. And I want to thank all the writers who are sending jokes in from home. I appreciate it. I know it was last minute, but thank you.
This is probably the strangest gripe that I have about this, but on YouTube, I think it works pretty well. Like, Markiplier, for instance, will interact with whoever's holding the camera, and I think it kind of adds something to the video.
Giant baby.
We're not baby.
But when you're trying to be like a late night format, it just seems weird and off.
Well, there is an audience, my wife, but she shouldn't really laugh at everything that I say, so we'll see if things are funny.
Now, I don't really have anything to add to this, but the way he pours beer just kills my soul.
You pour it smoother than that, hopefully.
And then they cut to him eating for like an uncomfortable amount of time.
Cheers. That's disgusting. Let's fix it. You zooming in? What are you doing? Oh, well. Alright. Alright, cool. It's very dry. Alright. It's really going good.
The song is a banger, though.
Well, it's St. Patty's Day. I'm quarantined. I'm in me house alone.
Now, in the next Jimmy Fallon at-home monologue, he had a video with Lin-Manuel Miranda. The interview went fine. It actually kind of seemed like a normal late-night interview, just over FaceTime instead of in person at a studio. The second one was way worse, in my opinion, than the first one. And the part that really got me was when he told his wife mid-joke that she was supposed to have a part in the joke. His wife's not really an on-camera person. She just doesn't want that, according to him. And so she doesn't have that ability in front of a camera.
Welcome to the Tonight Show at Home Edition. Well, guys, we are on day 83. Oh, this involves you, Nancy. Sorry,
Okay.
I have a line for you.
Oh, great.
Just say 6, okay?
You got it.
Cut me off when I say quarantine. All right, welcome to the Tonight Show at Home Edition. Well, guys, we are on day 83 of the quarantine.
6.
There's one joke he makes that goes on forever, not necessarily because he's holding on to the joke for too long, but because he tells his kids to laugh at it and they don't. And at one part he even says, "Please laugh at my jokes."
Do you want to just stand there and watch them laugh? Laugh at Daddy? If they're funny?
And so he restarts the jokes several times, but instead of editing that out and taking like the best take, they just keep his same joke over and over again in the video.
Everyone's been out buying supplies. Personally, I recommend CVS. They've got what you need, and every receipt is a week's worth of toilet. Everyone's been buying supplies. Personally, I recommend CVS. They've got what you need, and every receipt is a week's worth of toilet paper. Of course, everyone's been out buying supplies. Personally, I recommend CVS. They got what you need, and every receipt is a week's worth of toilet paper.
And I'm confused as to why they left that in. This video is 17 minutes, and I get that they were probably trying to stretch it out to 10 for ad revenue purposes, stuff like that. But the interview was almost 10 minutes long. They didn't have to have that weird please laugh at dad part for so long. I want to say it lasted about 2 minutes. What I'm saying is this monologue could have been a hell of a lot smoother. Really, they could have cut like 2/3 of it out. I really think that the editor has been working for Jimmy Fallon for years just to have a chance to one day ruin his career. And now they're killing it. They're killing Fallon's career. That'll never happen. He could fart into a mic and get 5 million views. I'm going to do something that's pretty rare for me and actually kind of stand up for them. I know I've said something to this effect several times throughout this video, but I just want to make sure I really pound it in. I know I'm ripping on them, but it really is only for fun. People are really stressed out right now. No one's having a good time, and they're just trying to use their platform to make people laugh and to make people feel better. They're both using their platforms to raise money for charities as well. And so I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm not even saying that they're unfunny. I'm only saying that their content doesn't seem to work on YouTube. It just seems really out of place. We all need something to laugh at right now. A lot of people are trying to bring that, myself included. I just think that commentary or critiquing someone can be a really good way to do that. All of that out of the way, hopefully I'll be uploading a lot more frequently. I've kind of got a new setup, learned a lot more Premiere, and I've got a lot more free time on my hands. If you're watching this and you have anything that you'd like me to talk about, just leave a comment. I may or may not get to it, depending on what it is. No politics. We do not do politics here on this channel. And even if I don't end up covering it, at least you've given me something entertaining to watch. That'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please follow me on Twitter at JPTheWorst and TikTok at John K. Pope. Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you don't, I will cry. I will edit the footage and I will upload it. And then I will force you to like that video. Okay, bye!